Everyone, this is our presentation for our final project, and we chose to extend project 2, which was a simple shell. And this has been made by me, Vibhu. We also have Leon, Kwan, and Van in our group. So let's start by talking about what a shell is. So a shell is essentially a command line interface that acts as an intermediary between a user and the operating system kernel. You can also think of it as a program that interprets commands and allows users to interact with the operating systems by typing commands into a text-based interface. So now let's talk a little bit about how our project has been structured, how our code has been structured. So we have an include folder where we keep our header files. We also have an object folder that's used for storing object files that are generated when our code gets compiled. We have our src folder, which contains all of the source code. That's where all of the main stuff is. We also have a separate folder for storing all of our tests that we wrote, and we have a make file which helps us build and compile our code. So contributions. So me, that's Vibhu. I set up the project, the repository on GitHub. I added support for the commands echo, ls, pwd. Leon spent a lot of time writing good quality tests for our code and ensured that everything was working properly. Quan worked on pipelines and added support for the help command, and Van also added pipelines and added support for the help command. So now I'm handing it over to Quan and Van.
Okay, so I will talk about our symbol cell class first. Our class represents the symbol cell and is set for different functions. First, bars command. Bars command function tokenizes the command so that it can be used by the cell. For example, if you run echo hello, it will break up the command into echo and hello. The next function is exec command. It will executing all commands. And all of our built-in commands are also implemented in this function. It will take the tokenized commands and run it, and it is the most important function in this project. The next function we have is with. Is simply with the symbol cell whenever the user type in the command with, and each change will change the current directory. So I will take it from here. My name is Van. So we have 4 built-in commands for in our cell. Echo to display arguments, pwd to display current directory path, have to display information about the cell, for example about the built-in commands, and finally with to with the cell. Okay, we also implement pipelines for ourselves. The way we implement this is, firstly, we extract each component of a pipeline. Then we create multiple pipes with system call pipe to store output of each shell process. I have an example here with echo hello, cat, and wc. It will divide the component into 3 components: echo hello, cat, and wc. We can run each command and the command will pass the output into the next commands. Well, of course, the first component echo hello will read from standard input, and the last will write to standard output. The rest will read and write to bytes.
Hi, my name is Leon. So I'm focusing on the test part, and in my project, so my management is on tests and organizes most of the code and try to find any bug from the code and test it. So for the test parts, the first test is from the default programmings which the create, and we save this functions because we highly require this quick functions for when we running the pipeline, and we need quick to running out or to kill or to exist the programming. And then PWD is the commands to display the presence working directory. And for the third test is command echo. So I try to print the strings on the terminal, and we also able to print out like /n, like try to print the next lines or symbol spaces for those spatial operator. And the task force, we are trying to use the free commands execution. This part we have a little bit difference with the previous, like a fixed command. The free commands we can do like most user privileges able, like behaviorals this in the show. So such as ls, such as we can do make file, remove file, or cd move to the other directories. So for the test 5, we using pipeline to test like a multiple commands at a single strings or in the like complete strings. Like we can do the PS it's like a print the process as a list, and also we can make a directories, and we can print out all the directories and files as a list in the terminal. And also we can do the echo prints. Test 5, the pipelines are gonna like running all the different like commands running them at the same times. So here's I'm gonna demonstrate how it's running. First, we're gonna showing the code. So test code part is here is our source code. So we separate test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, and in TSH, this is in here. This is test part. We have a test 1, test 2, separate like multiple tests, different. This is just a simply test the memory functions and the program is running. And the TSH is we separate like a different file in different pipeline to run it. And right now, so I'm gonna show in normal tests. So here's I need to create first and clean. Right now, so we have this file, so we can make it. Honestly, this is already made it, so we just like running TSH test to showing it's complete. Like we have a create the file directory, and temp 1 and temp 2 is in the pipeline to display it, and the ls list and the ps, those also is running out. Also, so right now, so I'm gonna doing the main test on test app. So here's the pipelines. So we can running like multiples of commands in here. So such as ls, we can print out the directory and files, and the ps also running work here. And also we can do pipelines over here too, such as remove the file directory test temp 2, and remove test temp 3, and the ARS. So right now, so we can see our files. Those files now exist on the list. So this is what we gonna talk about and create the programs. So thank you, everyone.
All right, so
Enough.
now we're talking about the possible improvements that we could have made to the project. So later on in the future, we're thinking about adding support for more bash commands that we didn't have time to implement right now, such as bind, alias, and unalias. It would also be cool to have a tab completion feature to add that to this project. And we would also like to add a feature for using the arrow keys to look up your history in the shell. And yeah, thank you all for watching our presentation. Hope you have a nice winter break and Christmas. Bye.